Welcome back to the channel, everybody, for another ESO build video. I'm your boy Fuzzy Juggernaut. Today I'm going to be showing you my Stam DK for the no proc CP patch in Cyrodiil. But before I get into the build, if you like the content on this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and push that notification bell to get the latest content from this channel. Now let's get into it. So to start things off, this patch has been really awesome and fun, despite a lot of the lag and like the 30 blue screens that I get. But besides that, it's actually amazing. I like it a lot, and this build hits really hard. We got good survivability, great sustain. It's literally one of my favorite builds in Cyrodiil right now. Also, I've taken this build into IC and in BGs, and it works in both. It will require a little bit more finesse in there, especially since you're going to be going against a bunch of the proc sets and the old meta that's still viable outside of Cyrodiil, but nevertheless, it's still a good build, and I was able to kill quite a few people. You can get bogged down and hit with a lot of the proc sets though and end up dying, but that's just natural anyways. So honestly, it works in everywhere. I like this build a lot. I'm also going to be releasing my other my Stam DK build, the Witcher 3.0, in a couple days also. So if you guys want that one for BGs and IC, it'll be coming out soon, so make sure you look forward to that one. And then besides that, we'll get into it, and I'm going to let the clips finish out, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, here we are. Let's hop into the character sheet. So this is unbuffed stats. I'm not going to go over all this. Try to save some time on the video. We have 10 into health, 54 into stamina. I am a Dark Elf on this race. You do want to run Dark Elf. You can get away with running Imperial or Orc, but you're going to need to slot some Tri-stat glyphs on your gear. But that is optional if you want to go the other way. But I highly suggest running Dark Elf. It makes a world of difference, especially because we need that 15k magicka. That's about the lowest I would go. Our back bar, unbuffed. These are our stats right here. You can pause the video and check it out. A little bit higher, and higher regens, especially on the health recovery. Now if we buff up, these are just with our self buffs that we have, buffed up stats. Overall, this goes to like 6,800 weapon damage, which is really nice, and like 3k stamina recovery with like 16 or 2k health recovery. If we go back to back bar, these are our stats on our back bar. Not too bad. We got 1651 health recovery, 2174 on the back bar still. That's without pots and all that stuff. 29.5k spell resistance and 26k physical resistance. Now if we go down, so for our Mundustone, we're running the Serpent. I highly suggest running this. Gives us that recovery. Since we're only 30k stamina, which is actually more than enough, I like to sit at a little bit higher recoveries though on my Stam DK. That way I can mitigate damage and pump out a good amount of damage without running out of resources. You can run the Lover, or you can run weapon damage. It's completely up to you. For our food, we're running Artaeum Takeaway Broth. This is a really good food. You can run Bead with Sugar Skulls if you want, but you're running at lower recovery on your stamina. So if you don't need that much stamina recovery, then you by all means run Bead with Sugar Skulls. That's completely fine. But for me, I ran the Artaeum Takeaway Broth. I use both every once in a while, so that's also optional. But for in here, the stamina recovery has been really nice. Alright, let's head over into our inventory. So I use Crown Troy Restoration Potions, Tri-Stat Pots, Health Pots, that all works. Then Movability Pots, whatever you want to run, but that's just what I run for this. So our first set in our front bar is going to be Spriggans. This is going to be a 5-piece. I have a Berserker enchantment on here with Nirnhone. You can go Sharpened if you'd like. Sharpened works very well too. You'll get more penetration, but the damage and the amount of penetration I have on this build, it works perfectly, and we hit really hard. This is what the set does. It gives us max stamina, weapon damage, and then 3,379 physical penetration. Our back bar is actually Sword of Endurance. We're going to be running a 3-piece of this. This is decisive. I have poisons on here, but you don't have to put poisons if you don't want to. You don't need decisive either, but it helps with the ultimate, just to gain my ultimate back faster. Then we have Reinforced Shield, also on the back bar with max health. Endurance gives us almost 2k health, which is really nice, and then health recovery on our back bar, so it makes us survivability and tankiness on our back bar really nice. Then for our first monster helm, we're going to be running Blood Spawn. You don't have to run this. This is just for stamina recovery. You can actually switch this out and put on Dami House, even heavy. We're running 5 medium, 2 heavy on this build, but you can put on Dami House, go 4 medium, 3 heavy. Completely optional, up to you. This will give you more stamina and more magicka. But I just went with the Blood Spawn, especially since I already have it golded out. Just for the stamina recovery, we have Impenetrable with the stamina enchantment on here. Then for our next set is going to be Torog's Pact. I have a reinforced chest piece with a Tri-Stat glyph on here. We're only running a 4-piece of Torogs to give us that armor, health, and armor. You can run Fortified Brass 4-piece if you want to. Either one works. I just already had these done, so I use these ones. Heavy on the chest. Then we're running Balorg's arms, or Balorg's shoulders, sorry, and Impenetrable stamina just to give us some extra weapon damage to push us up to that 6,800 weapon damage mark. Then we have a belt, medium of Torogs, well fitted, max stamina. Then we have Spriggan's arms, Impenetrable, max stamina, which is medium. And then we have heavy legs, Torog's Pact, reinforced, Tri-Stat glyph on here to give us a little bit of that resource to everywhere that we need it. And then we have Torog's Pact shoes, medium with stamina and penetrable. And then for our necklace, we're running a necklace of endurance. We have stamina on here with stamina recovery. You can go infused with weapon damage or stamina recovery, whatever you want to do with it. It's completely up to you. And then the last 2 pieces are going to be Spriggans with infused weapon damage on both on the glyphs. I apologize, I'm losing my voice here, so it's not easy to talk right now, but we'll go into our skills. So our first ability, Unbuffed Tooltips, is going to be Noxious Breath on the front bar. This is going to put our major breach on him. Does a good amount of upfront damage. It's not the best, but it's not bad, and does damage over time. Then we have Venomous Claw. It's another damage over time, upfront damage too. And then this also applies the poison status effect to the enemies, which is really nice too. Then we have Rally. This is going to give us our major brutality and also increase our stamina recovery by 20%. And it gives us a really, really big heal the longer you let it tick. Then we have Dizzy Swing. This is going to be our main spammable unbuffed tooltip. We're sitting at 10,286 physical damage, which is nice. You can set them off balance. And then we have Executioner for our Execute. Deals up to 400% more damage. Fully buffed up, I think it's at like 5 or 6k. So it's not bad, it's really good, and it'll allow you to finish off an opponent. Then we have Take Flight. This buffed up tooltip, it goes to 22k, actually I think, 20 or 22k, fully buffed up. So it hits really hard, knocks them back and stuns them. Take Flight's like one of the best ultimates in the game, really fun to use. Then our back bar, we are running Fragmented Shield. This gives you a little bonus shield, but we're really not using it for that. We're using it for the major mending, which gives us 16% increased healing done. Then our Resolving Vigor, which is another heal. This one's at 18,305, but fully buffed up tooltip, it goes to 22,000 something, which is really nice. So we got really good heals on this build. We got Hardened Armor. This is going to give us a little bit of a shield too, and then also it gives us our major resolve, which is really nice. So it gives us our physical and spell resistances. Then we have Cauterize. Cauterize is going to be another heal. We got a lot of healing on this build, so it's really nice and it makes it good for sticky situations. Keep this up at all times. This gives us a good heal every single every 5 seconds. So you get 3 heals out of it. And then we got Shuffle. Shuffle's gonna, this is a flex spot actually. You don't have to run Shuffle if you don't want to, but I choose to run Shuffle. Reason being is that Stamplars are really powerful right now, along with other characters in the game, and so this helps mitigate AoE damage, and it can really save your butt in a lot of different situations, especially against Stamplar, because Stamplar's jabs are nasty. So you don't have to run this. You can put on other stuff, whatever you want. You can put on Fossilize even if you want to. It's going to cost Magicka, but this is an undodgeable CC. You can put on Shield Charge if you want for a gap closer if you need it. Yeah, so whatever you want to run on there, you can completely do that. And then because I don't have the Sword and Board ulti, I have Corrosive Armor. It's an alright ability, but you don't really have to use this. You can use Psijic Order Skill Line if you want the ulti from that, or you can use Shield Wall if you have it unlocked. Now let's go into our champion points. So Warfare, we got in the blue tree. I start off with Tireless Discipline, and I put in max points into here to get the max stamina. Then I go to the Staving Death tree. I'm going to put 40 points into Quick Recovery. If you don't have as much CP as me, then you can just put 10 points into Quick Recovery, but this will give us 4% healing for ourselves. And then I put 10 into Elemental Aegis. This is optional too. If you don't have this, then don't worry. It's all based on your points, and these are passives. So from there, it's going to unlock these trees out here. And we're going to take this one, Duelist Rebuff. This is a must-have. You must have this on your bar, your ability bar at the top, as you see right here. These are our 4 that we're running right here. 4 of these. You need Duelist Rebuff. This is a must-have though. Reduce your damage taken by single target attacks by 2% per stage. Magsorks and Stam Blades. Direct damage attacks do a lot of damage and they tear you up. You must have this. This will mitigate a lot of their damage that's coming at you, along with other characters too. So we have 50 in there. Make sure that's slotted on your bar. Then I have Untamed Aggression. This is going to give us 150 weapon and spell damage. So you make sure you want to have that. Then we go into, which one's this one? Yeah, Extended Might. So we're going to put into Piercing. You want max points into Piercing. This is a passive, so you don't have to slot it, but you need to put most points into here because it's going to give you 1400 penetration. And then Battle Mastery, increase your chance to apply martial status effects by 30% per stage. So you want to be able to, you want to put this on because it's going to help with putting your dots and your status effects on people, like Poison status effect. Then you're going to come up here, you're going to put 50 into Deadly Aim. Deadly Aim is important because this is our direct damage, single target damage done to opponents. And then if you have the points, put 50 into Thaumaturge because our dots will tick extremely hard and help wear the opponent's armor down. So if you have those, the 4 main ones you want, I'll put them right here. So Deadly Aim, Thaumaturge, Duelist Rebuff, Untamed Aggression. Those are the 4 you want for the blue tree. Now we'll go to the red tree. So in here I start in Tumbling is a must. Put as many points as you can into Tumbling. Roll dodging is key to staying alive, especially if you play solo. The damage in here, you can block all you want, but you're gonna, unless you're a tank, like you're gonna take a crap ton of damage through your blocking, so it's not gonna matter. Roll dodging is the only way to really mitigate the damage really well and not take any damage at all. So I highly suggest using Tumbling. Put points into there. Put 10 into Mystic Tenacity, and then majority of my points, because these are all passives, I have into health, which is Hero's Vigor. It's going to give us 1120 max health. Then I have, if you have extra points, you can put it in here. Reduce the cost of sprint by 20 stamina per stage. So I have 60. So I have 30 into here to get 60 cost reduction sprinter. But if you don't have the points, don't worry about it. The main ones you want though are Tumbling and Defiance. Reduce the cost of break free, so that it's 440 less stamina every time you break free. And then the major one you want is Juggernaut. I would have this on every single build. I have it on all my builds. I highly suggest you do this too. While under the effects of crowd control immunity, you take 2% less damage per stage. Meaning when you get CC stunned, unbalanced, any of that stuff, you'll take 10% less damage. And that happens a lot, like in this game. So anytime you're pretty much knocked down, like I said, CC'd or any of that stuff, or stunned, like you're going to take 10% less damage. So that's 10% damage mitigation pretty much half the time while you're fighting. That's a must on your bar. Then we have rejuvenation. You don't have to use this one if you don't want to. I just like the extra recoveries. This is going to give us 150 health, magic, and stamina recovery. Make sure I have that one slotted. And then we have ironclad for the extra armor. This is a must for me. I like to have the extra armor on there, especially since everything's hitting so hard. And then for our last one is boundless vitality to give us that 1400 max health to help boost our health up. So the four I have is boundless vitality, ironclad, rejuvenation, and juggernaut. Alright, now let's go to the green tree. This you can really set up however you want, but I have 50 into steadfast enchantment and then some more into breakfall. These can really save your butt. Breakfall, when you fall off a cliff or any of that stuff, while taking damage, you'll take less percent damage from fall damage. So you can really put whatever you want. The main three you want from here though is rationeer, increase our food by 30 minutes. And then liquid efficiency, this is going to give you a 10% chance to not consume a potion. And then Steed's Blessing, this is going to increase our out of speed movement speed by 20%, which is nice while we're out of combat. So those are the main three for this, but ultimately it's up to you what you want to put. This tree is not really that big a deal, so you can put what you'd like here. Went over those a little bit fast, probably seems long on the video, but I was just trying to explain them since people are still learning the CP. Hopefully I covered everything. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comment sections down below. I appreciate you all stopping by, checking out the video. Appreciate all the support from everyone, getting me to 1,000 subs. Shout out to Grim, Smaller, Kirkhoff, all of them. They've been awesome supporting the channel, help me out. And I will catch you guys on the next video.